agent is going to get involved.
We'll fix that for the purple and gold. It is now to Luka, and the Lakers turn it over. Here comes Zion.
Hey guys, I literally did not want to come to the internet, and I'm just tired of saving face for this man that's completely disrespecting me to the world, and I love it.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Jay the Sports Professor channel. Today's video, we're going to go ahead and talk about the rise and fall of Zion Williamson. Alright, so Zion Williamson was born on July 6th of 2000. He was born in North Carolina and then raised in South Carolina. So overall, he's just a Carolina boy. Now in high school, he averaged 28.3 points per game and was a very dominant player. He was also known for, you know, bullying that the little Caucasian boy in the video, the viral video that y'all know I'm talking about to show y'all right now.
He comes over to you, he's clapping, he bodies up to you, you give him this look, like, why is this dude checking me? And then he fouls you. And the video's gone everywhere. It keeps coming up. Do you know who that kid is?
His name is Bryson Bishop.
Zion Williamson, he attended Duke. And for those who know college basketball, knows that Duke is the upper echelon of college basketball. Now Duke isn't as good in college football as it is in college basketball. So everybody knows Duke for his excellence in education and his pure dominance in upper echelon of basketball as well. There's a lot of history behind Duke, right? So if you play basketball and go to Duke, you're pretty intelligent. So Zion Williamson has some intelligence to him, although grades don't really measure intelligence, but he was able to get into a major school with a lot of prestige. So being at Duke, he should have learned certain habits, right? How to carry yourself, proper etiquette. My only feedback now is today's college players aren't fully developing effectively. A lot of them are getting caught with NIL stuff and the money and the fame and brand deals and the transfer portal. But Zion Williamson was a dominant player regardless. I mean, he was a monster. A lot of people compare Zion Williamson to Shaquille O'Neal as far as his power and as far as the hype of LeBron James coming out of high school. So Zion Williamson had that hype. People compared him to that Jordan, LeBron, Shaq kind of player, that impact player that's going to be the next generational talent. Now, going to the NBA, he was drafted by the New Orleans Pelicans as the first overall pick in the first round. Now, everyone knows in sports, if you're drafted first round in the first overall pick in the first round, that means you are the most valuable player available in every draft from all sports. So we all thought and hoped that Zion Williamson was going to be that dude. Now, going to his rookie year, his career didn't start out bad, right? Now, we're not going to call him a bust because he's exceeded expectations amongst most NBA players. He's averaged over 20 points per game each season since he's been in the NBA. So he is not a bust. He's far from a bust. But as far as his level of play in comparison to the hype, in comparison to his ability, his talent, it's been a disappointment. It's been a disappointment because not because of his basketball talents, it's because it's off the field habits that's preventing him from playing in these games. So he's averaging 24 points per game or 26 or 21 or 22. But in actuality, Zion should be averaging 30 and up. Zion Williamson is 6'6", 280 pounds, a lot of strength like Shaquille O'Neal, athleticism like LeBron James, and is very athletic like most point guards in the NBA. Zion's biggest issue right now is his nutrition and sexual discipline. Now, everyone has hopes that Zion was going to eventually just take off this season. Right? We all saw that offseason transformation where he lost weight. Everybody was like, man, Zion's about to do this. But then it's always something. He gets injured. He's been very inconsistent as a basketball player. He's not living up to the expectation that we all hoped that he would. Like I said, he's not a bust. And I don't want anybody saying he's a bust. He's still up there as far as talent. He still showed a multitude of flashes that he could be that dude, but because of his off the field habits, is preventing him from being that dude. Now, as far as who I compare him to, would be a modern day Charles Barkley, because they both are the same height, they both play the same position, they have the same level of dominance, right? They both had issues with weight. So I would call him the modern day Charles Barkley. They both are super duper strong. They have that like country strong strength, right? But I really wish that Zion would hit the weight room a little bit harder and transform his body to an NFL linebacker kind of body, because he would destroy the NBA if he was 10 times more in shape than what he typically is. Now, recently, Zion's been dealing with some accusations as far as sexual assault with the same chick that he's been dealing with. Now, I don't know what's going on with today's NBA players and today's NFL players getting caught up with these OnlyFans models and all these different women. And I get it. When you're that young, you have more access, you have more power. You can pretty much get whatever woman you want. But one of the biggest issues that's holding Zion back is nutrition and lack of sexual discipline. And that's a lot of NBA players. And that's what's really ruining so many NBA players, is because they're messing with the wrong kind of woman. They are. And Zion, one of his biggest Achilles heel is these OnlyFans models. He is a big fan of having a good time a little too much, especially in today's world. Now, back in the day, they were probably worse than the players today, because back then there were no social media, there were no cameras. So during the Magic Johnson days, during the Jordan days, during the Kareem Abdul days, during the Julius Erving and Spencer Haywood and all those players from back in the day, they didn't have social media. So they got away with a lot of things. And professional athletes with all that power are going to have access to all kinds of women. But Zion is tanking. And I'm hoping for the best for this man, because I see so much potential. Zion were to just lock in one off season and focus on his health, focus on his fitness, and focus on his discipline, man, he would be averaging 30 plus points per game. But he's averaging 20 something, which is pretty good, but not to the standard that people have for Zion Williamson. Now, he's not a bust, but I need Zion to step his game up, because what's going on with these accusations, it's all his fault. Putting himself around the right people is what's going to get him away from these things. Being around a bunch of yes men, that's probably what he has around him. And not only that, but the lack of sexual discipline is destroying Zion, dealing with these OnlyFans. So what are we going to do to fix that? What are we going to do, fellas? What are we going to do, fellas? These NBA players, you need to fix this. Because Zion, if you change your career around, if you change your mindset and really focus in on your nutrition, staying in the right weight, my recommendation, I say he should stay within the 250, 260 range with a lot of muscle. He would be dominating. He would be unstoppable. No one would be able to stop Zion Williamson if he got to that weight with muscle. No one would dominate, especially with his athleticism, with his strength like Shaq, his athleticism and jumping ability like LeBron and Jordan. Man, Zion would be killing it. And Zion, you're ruining your chances of making it to the Hall of Fame because of your off the field habits. You're not living to the expectation that we all hope that you would live up to. But you're young, you're really young, so you still have a chance. You still have a chance to redeem yourself throughout the rest of your career. I want you to use this particular situation as a lesson learned. You're probably not. You're still probably gonna mess around and do crazy things and not keep yourself disciplined. Now, YouTube, I want you guys to shoot me a comment. What you think? What do you think is going to happen with Zion moving forward? Do you think he's going to fall? Do you think he's going to maintain this average type play, or do you think he's going to step his game up? I want you to shoot me in the comments and tell me what you think, because I really want Zion to win. I want all these young brothers to win, but they get caught up with the wrong kinds of things outside the court, off the court. So what we gonna do? Shoot me a comment and tell me what you think. Peace from Jay, the sports professional.